Howdy, Space Rangers, Captain Phoenix here. Attack on Titan is a show that I consider to be lightning in a bottle. Really, because it's not realistic, but unique. It's a unique kind of show we haven't seen in ever, I would say. This is the kind of show that comes once every 100 years. That's what I would define Attack on Titan. And I thought, now that I've seen the show, and we're all waiting till next year for the finale, might as well review it. As I know, obviously the manga is over, but I am not a manga reader, and so I just thought I'd talk about it based on the show alone. So anything I say here is based on what I've seen from the show, nothing from the manga. So if I got a detail wrong or something, do not get mad at me. I do not read the manga. So this is my review on Attack on Titan season, the whole show. But before I do that, I might as well just say I'm a dub watcher. Yeah, oh my god, that's illegal. Someone get him. Look at this fool here. Come on, let's kill him. Oh my god, what a dummy. Yeah. No, but it's true. I am a proud dub watcher, and I waited until the dub came out to make this review. That is why it took so long to review this show. But yes, I am a proud dub watcher, and I've waited until the dub episodes have come out to make a review of this show. So again, no manga, no sub. I am reviewing this purely from a dub watcher's perspective. So obviously I may make some of you mad, but that's about it. Anyways, back to my review of AOT. Attack on Titan, as people say it in whole. So again, as I've said before, I really love this show. I really think that it's a good show, and I'm here to sort of break down what I love about it in different pieces, sort of like season 1, season 2, season 3, season 4. But before I go into that, I might as well talk about my other points. As you know, usually when it comes to reviewing things, there are like 5 points for me. We obviously have the story, we have the characters, we have the animation, the pacing and the writing. I guess I gotta start off with the writing of the show as a whole. So obviously the show was created by Hajime Isayama, the guy who made the manga, and obviously I think had a hand in making the show. He is, by the way, just so you can understand, this isn't my video, this is by a guy named Soul. This is footage video, not mine. I'll leave a link to his channel down below. Go check him out. This is not my video. Again, this belongs to a guy, a YouTube channel named Soul. Go check him out. So back to what I was saying. I feel like the writing for this show is very good, very anime, as I would say, because it's got all your things, characters giving speeches in the most drastic of situations, characters doing weird things for like the weirdest of reasons, or like for the strangest of backstories. It is so weird, but again, that's just anime and Japanese culture for you, so you can't get mad at it. But I feel like the writing of the show as a whole is very good. I like how characters get from point A to point B, and I like how we get to see their whole story. And that's another thing I noticed about AOT, is that it's not episodic like a lot of shows, if you get what I'm saying. I know that anime as a whole is more streamlined, more storytelling, unlike Western animation, which is like its own thing, where like each episode is a new villain or a new obstacle to overcome. Anime is very streamlined, and there's like a very, how should I say, it's one story. The whole thing is one story. There is no episodic structure. There's no monster of the week. If they want to do that, they will bring it somewhere down the line. And so that's very much the case with Attack on Titan, is that it is very streamlined, and you will not catch a break, so to say. Or at the very least, it will be different of sorts, but how do I say, it's good writing. I know I sound like an uncultured swine, but that's what it is. It's good writing. The show has good writing, and I feel like how we get from point A to point B is very good. Not episodic, very serialized, and especially like for a show like this, unlike the manga where it's like chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3 you can read, the show, it's episode to episode, and so you gotta like be ready for the next episode, and it's never like, oh, the next episode will be most of the week. Nope, the next episode is literally a cliffhanger of the last episode. So I do give props to the writing for this season. It really, I mean, for this show, I keep saying season, for this show, it really does work well in my opinion. Next is the pacing. The pacing is amazing, and that has to do with the mystery of the show. Throughout the entire show, we have these different mysteries that are in mystery boxes that aren't open. So from the first episode of season 1, even up to the last, for now, episode of season 4, up to the current last episode of season 4, we have mysteries throughout. And some of these mysteries were answered, most of them actually, but some of them haven't been answered. And we're like, oh my goodness, what are these questions that need answering? And I feel like the pacing works in favor of that, especially in a show. It's very hard for me to imagine in a manga where someone could be giving a speech in one area, yet actions are happening in another area. But I feel like it works well for the show. For example, the first thing my brain goes to is that scene where Pixis is giving his speech to the whole crowd down below. Eren is swinging and he's gonna turn into his Titan form, and then boom, he turns into a Titan form. Those two, you cannot put them in a manga, but in a show it works well. As Eren is swinging, Pixis is giving a speech, and personally, I think that works really well. But now that we've talked about that, let's talk about each season. And I think I will talk about the story next after each, not the story, the characters next after each season. That way we get more of a streamlined edge. Normally I talk about the characters before the story, but I feel like this time the characters have to come after the story. So let's start with where it all began, season 1. Whilst this season has sort of like 2 arcs going on with it, like it's 25 episodes with a sort of in between, I would say that this so far is the weakest season, which is not bad in my opinion. It's still a really good season. It's like saying you're the worst of my best. But why I say this is the weakest season is because obviously this is the show getting on its feet. This is the show trying to find its ground and where it's gonna go. But I remember when I first saw this, I was like, damn, this is actually a really good show. This is honestly kind of amazing. Like, where do you go from here? Where do you become a better show from here? This is basically the best you're gonna get. I remember when I first saw this season, I was like, yes, the show cannot get any better from here. Boy, was I so wrong. But I like how, especially in the first 7 episodes, the show hooks you on. Most shows will take their sweet time telling you the story, the rules of the world, and the plot. This show gets it done in like 3 episodes. Episode 1, we get to meet our characters, and we get some crazy action. And the mom gets eaten. Like, the mom gets eaten. The whole reason this show exists. Bam! First episode. Second episode, we get some crisis. You know, people are running helter-skelter. The armored titan appears. Bam! That was their second episode. The third episode is where now they start becoming soldiers, trying to figure out their place in this world. The only one who actually seems to have a purpose is our main character, Eren Yeager Bombastic. And it really works well with the show, I think. Like, the first 3 episodes being that sucker punch really works well. And it doesn't even stop there. Boom, we have the Trust arc, where they have to go defend Trust. I feel like in that whole thing, we only got 1 filler episode. And that was the training episode where, like, our main characters get to know folks like Reiner, Bertolt, and Annie. Otherwise, no filler episodes. Up till episode 7, where Eren gets eaten. It's your pretty typical anime. Oh yeah, something bad happened to our hero. His parents died. Oh wow, I guess we needed to find a way to get the parents out of the picture. But no, honestly, the parents' death in this scenario makes too much sense. Again, and that's why I say AOT is not like like other shows. Like, cause if this were any other show, the parents' death would have just been motivation for our hero to do whatever he wanted to do. But in this scenario, the death of the parents is very important. The father's death isn't said in season 1, but the mother's death is very important because this is what led Eren not only to motivate him to fight Titans, but it's his entire drive for literally everything. Why do I want to fight Titans? My mother. Why do I want to become a Titan? My mother. Why do I want to freaking go outside the walls? My mother. Like, all of this is tied to his mother, and I really like how they integrate it in the show. So, up until the Trust arc, the show could have been said to be very cliche. The part where it broke everyone was where Eren Yeager Bombastic got eaten by a Titan. That was the most unpredictable, crazy thing to happen in this show. I honestly cannot imagine how crazy that must have been to other people who did not watch the show. Because remember, Eren does not appear in his human form for like the next 2-3 episodes. So for those 2-3 episodes, everyone thinks he's dead, including me. And I'm like, damn, who is the main character then? How do you kill off Eren Yeager like that? Like, the guy you've been building up for the past 6 episodes is dead. We just saw him get eaten by a Titan. He even gave a death speech and everything. Where the hell do you go from there? But then he's a Titan, and it's not just a cop out like, oh, he was a Titan all along. I mean, well, he kind of was, but it's honestly insane how he's a Titan. And then normally, again, like other shows, he would have immediately grasped like his powers. He'd have immediately understood what his powers were, and then he would have helped the good guys. And then every week they would be fighting titans who tried to get into the city. Nope, not that scenario. F that crap. What are you talking about? Nope. Instead, Eren has to fight. Not fight, but he has to fight other titans and block off the wall. He has to carry the stone and block off the wall to Trust. This ain't over, baby. Trust was just the beginning. So instead of them fighting titans every week, Eren has to become a titan, block off the wall, and save his friends. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. Mind you, this season has so many, in my opinion, special moments. There's so many moments from this season that honestly made me go, wow, that was really moving. Armin's speech to save Eren, mwah, beautiful. Love that. It was honestly so powerful and so moving. I'm like, hell yeah, listen to Armin. Free Eren. What is wrong with you people? Eren closing up the gate was also another, emotional punch where you're like, yes, humanity is winning. Humanity is fighting back against the titans. This is what we came for. This is the titan action we like to see. I mean, there's so many moments from this show that are so powerful. And from this season alone, if I say that this season had many powerful moments, I mean it. And mind you, I said this is the weakest of the bunch. How the hell do we have so many powerful moments in just the first season? Like, these characters, we barely know them. Yeah, it's so good. So I'll give them props to that. Anyway, the Trust arc ends with Eren plugging up the hole and Levi flying in like a freaking superhuman to come and save the day. After, mind you, Eren had to tell Armin to convince everyone that Eren was innocent and that his Titan form could be used to save the day. And then, of course, we had Grandpa Pixis come in. I freaking love Pixis. And even his speech was powerful, where Eren's like swinging through the city. Pixis is giving his speech about humanity coming back, reclaiming this small land. Again, this show knows how to have those powerful moments. We are still like in the first 14 episodes. Anyway, the Trust arc ends where Levi comes in like a superhuman. Eren goes to court. They say, yo, Eren, you gotta be under Levi's watch now. From now on, Levi is your boss. And Eren's like, okay, I'm cool with that. And that leads us into the second arc, which I would argue is weaker than the first arc, yet has a better climax. You hear that? You will take me to Korea! Well, I mean, no duh, you're not gonna take me to Korea. This show is made in Japan, guys. Welcome in our dummy of the day. But whatever, let's continue. So the second half of season 1, I would argue, is slightly weaker than the first half due to the fact that there's a lot less action and a bit more, how should I say, suspense. Like, there's a bit more of a mystery within the second half, which I don't mind. I love mysteries as much as the next guy, but I think I'm just more action addicted. So the second half of the season just has a few more quote-unquote filler episodes where we get more lore on the Titans, more of their build, more of what they do, and we get to meet the new characters such as Levi's squad with Levi, Hanji, and my boy Erwin. This dude has balls of steel, I tell you, and we get to see that in later seasons. But for now, these are like our main three guys. We have the rest of Levi's squad, obviously, like Petra, the dude who keeps on biting his tongue. P.S. I do not like those guys, and I was so happy when they died. I think that's one of my main issues with the second half of season 1, is that it tries too hard to get us to care about Levi's squad, that when they die, I'm supposed to be sad. First of all, I hated these characters. The minute I met Levi's squad, I could care so less about them. And I was actually waiting for them to die. And then when Annie kills them, I'm like, yay, woo, they're dead. But then, I don't know. I don't think that's what the show wanted. The show do not want me to have that effect. But how am I supposed to care for a bunch of a-holes? That's what Levi's squad is. They're a bunch of douchebags. So, personally, I didn't care for Levi's squad. And I was kind of glad when they died. Really, again, the only people I cared about were Levi, Hanji, and Erwin. And those guys, they became close to me. But whatever. I like the reveal that Annie was the female Titan. And in context, it really does work. I know Annie is seen as a lot of people to be the weakest Titan shifter or the worst Titan shifter. Oh, why does anyone like her? But hear me out on this one. I think Annie works as the villain for season 1, or at the very least as the end villain for season 1. Mostly due to the fact that she is weak, or at least as the female Titan, she is weak. Compared to all the other Titans we've seen, the only Titan who is worse than her is the Beast Titan. Not Zeke's Beast Titan, but anyone else holding the Beast Titan. Due to the fact that Annie really only has a few powers. She can summon Titans, and she's super fast, but that's about it. Everything else is just Annie. She doesn't have these crazy powers like the other Titan shifters, which I'm kind of glad, actually. I'm glad that they didn't make the other Titan shifters the villain of this season, but just Annie. They started off with a simple Titan with simple powers, with a character we really don't know that much about. It made it more simple for the audience to digest, knowing that there'll be more crazy stuff in the future, yes, but let's deal with this simple villain first. So I feel like Annie worked as the villain for this season, mostly due to the fact that she's a very simple character put in this like very simple situation. That way we don't get the high stakes stuff. Again, I prefer the first half of season 1 to this, but I really like the last act. The last 2-3 episodes of this season were really amazing. First of all, we got to see Levi take on the female Titan himself. Always a plus. I mean, he freaking beat her up like no one's business. Then obviously we have the final battle in the wall scene now, where Eren and Annie fight, and it's a really cool fight, I'm not gonna lie. But of course Annie has to freaking use Hacks mode and crystallize herself, which wasn't fun, but whatever. And yeah, I also really like the second to last episode where Eren like doesn't turn into a Titan, where he realizes that the only way to become a Titan, or at the very least the only way to stop the monsters, is to become a monster yourself. This is the beginning of what I think is Eren's descent arc, where he realizes, oh crap, yeah, that is true. The only way to beat a monster is to become a monster yourself, and he fully embraces his Titan powers. It is a bit repeat, because the first half of season 1 also ended with Eren not wanting to become a Titan and then becoming a Titan, and then this is kind of the same situation where Eren's like out of the game for like the first episode, and then he fights the monster in the other Titan in the second episode. I don't know, just seemed a bit rinse wash repeat, just in a different situation. But I did like the finale of season 1, of the second half of season 1 at least, better to the first half of season 1, because it's always fun to see two Titan shifters fight, isn't it? But yeah, so season 1, again, not a rough start. It really is good, a lot of powerful moments, but I do feel like the characting, or like, you know, the characters in this season could have been done better, and that's where season 2 comes in. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I lost myself there for a second. I mean, how can I not cheer when the national anthem is on? By the way, if this is not your favorite opening, you are not a true Attack on Titan fan. I don't care if you've read the manga, if you stalk Hajime Isayama, if you bought all the merch, you are not a true Attack on Titan fan if this is not your favorite opening. Shinzo wa Sasageyo. That is my jam. I have listened to this song more times than I should. This is unhealthy. I have an unhealthy relationship with this song. But Sasage is just the beginning of how awesome season 2 is. Season 2 ups the ante from season 1. It took what made season 1 great and makes it better. Though, by the way, I just gotta say, I love the fact that season 2 came out like 4 years after season 1 did. And it's only half the length of season 1. Like season 1's like 25 episodes, season 2 is only 12 episodes. I can't imagine being a fan from way back when, because that must have been painful, my guy. I am sorry for you. I am so sorry. But season 2, again, as I said, ups the ante. The animation is better. The story is better. Like they actually did do their homework before starting this season. They took what made season 1 good, and make it better. The action's better. The not storytelling, more of like the mystery. Deep is the mystery. Season 2 is more of like the mystery season. This kind of lays more, like, you know what season 1 kind of had some questions for us? Season 2 adds more questions on top of that. We don't even get any answers. What the hell? Though, and I really like season 2 more because it gives us more character development. Season 1, we only really had the core 3 characters. Season 2 gives us a lot more characters. And surprisingly enough, not only am I able to remember their names, I'm actually able to care for them all. We get an episode dedicated to Sasha. We find out Connie's parents have been turned into Titans. Rainer and Bertolt are team players in this season, and I actually care about them. Historia, by this point in time, it was Krista, actually gets some story. However, this season also introduced Emiya. I do not like Emiya. She is honestly one of the 2 problems I have with this season. I'll probably get on her when I touch on my problems later on, but I did not like Emiya, nor did I like her story. Or at the very least, I feel like it could have been done better, is what I would say. But whatever. So this season gave us that. And this season was really good. We got a nice action. I think it was like 3 episodes in a row that were all action. Well, like, there's the group of soldiers, like Rainer, Bertolt, Krista, all those people, and they're like trapped in a castle, and this castle is just being assaulted by Titans, and these guys have to use everything, just every resource they can reach for to fight off these titans. This shows how resourceful these guys are. And the fact that they're without Eren and company just makes it even harder, because these guys aren't main characters. We don't know if they'll survive. Obviously, Eren will know he's gonna survive. He's the main character. He's gonna survive. But these guys aren't main characters. We don't know their backstories. If anything, they're just ready to die. They could die at any moment. So I really like that, because that ups the episode with tension. We actually fear for these characters. We fear for their lives. The tension and suspense is good, and that's why I like the writing. Without having any main characters at the castle, I actually really adored that little arc. And then obviously we have the after castle arc, where Reiner and Bertolt reveal themselves to be Titan shifters. And my god, what a reveal. I watched that scene over and over again, and the music just even makes it more better. Did I mention that this show has great music? Because it does. Every single opening is special in its own way. The music during different themes and songs and scenes, it's so good. Eren's Titan shifter sing, his last name is Stephen. And even Reiner and Bertolt, when they reveal themselves to be Titan shifters, it's something ominous, something dark, like, oh crap, you should not have messed with these guys. So I really like the music, and I feel like the music is at its best in season 2, which is weird, but it's true. The music truly is at its best in this season. A lot of things are at its best in this season. Though this season is not my favorite, I do think it really holds up well. The one problem I have is with the Beast Titan, though. I feel like I understand why they had to introduce the Beast Titan, because he was going to come into play later. But the fact that he only does like one thing in like one episode and then never appears afterward just makes it annoying. Like, he appears at Wall Rose, and then he appears again like in the last episode, but he doesn't do anything. He really only just shows up, says a couple of things, and then dips. I really wish they had given the Beast Titan at least something to do so we can see him as a bigger threat. But all in all we know is that Reiner and Bertolt know him, and that's about it. I really wish we got something a bit more than that. But that's just me. This season really upped the ante. I really feel like it's better. And even though it's shorter than season 1, my god, does it pack a punch. So season 2 gets a lot of respect from me. So that intro I just showed you is the weakest intro in my opinion. Not bad, just the weakest. I do not care for the intro of season 3A. By the way, I don't say season 3 part 1. I say season 3A, 3B. It's just what's this? It's a habit of mine. Please do not at me. But yeah, I don't really care for that intro all that much. But the season itself is not too bad. I remember when I first watched it, I said it was by far the weakest season of the show. I remember I hated season 3A. I remember I called it the worst or the weakest season, and it wasn't as good. By the way, for those who are wondering, I separated season 3A and 3B into like their own separate seasons, because like even though they're both season 3, they're like completely different stories. Season 3A deals more with humans versus humans and figuring out the secrets of the Titans. And season 3B deals more with going back to Shiganshina and just action. So to me, even though they are both like even one whole season, they are like completely different stories. The only reason I think I would say that season 3A and B are like one season is because season 3 is, how should I say, is the season that answers questions. Season 1 and 2 gave us a bunch of questions. So season 3 as a whole, both A and B, answer those questions for us. They answer questions we wanted, they answer questions we wanted answers to. Like, what are the Titans? Like, what's their deal? How do you become a Titan shifter? What is up with the outside world? That's what season 3 does. It answers all these questions we've been dying to know for the past 3 seasons. So that's why I say season 3, especially 3B, is the payoff to the entire show. So I guess let's talk about it. 3A, I remember as I said, I hated it a lot. Now that I've gotten more time to think about it, I've gotten a newfound respect for it. I don't think it's as weak as season 1, though I don't think it's as good as season 2. Season 3A is like in that weird middle ground. For one, let me just say, I love the writing in this season. This is why I feel like the writing is at its best, sort of. Like, there was never a moment in this season where I felt bored. I remember the first time I watched it, I was a lot bored because I was like, okay, let's get to the action. Come on, let's get there. But now looking back on it, I don't think I was being bored. I really like the lore we were given. I like how we get some more world building. And whilst the last 2 seasons focused on us like exploring the outside of the walls, This season takes place inside the walls, and I like the fact that we get some more lore, some more world building within the walls. We get to see how the people of Eldia live. I really like that. Another thing I'll say about 3A is that it has a Levi scene, baby. Let's go. Levi Ackerman swinging like Spider-Man, dodging bullets, Mondo Gecko battalion style. Yes, that was a really cool thing. I enjoyed that, and I cannot imagine the amount of animators that died. Like, I cannot imagine the number of animators that died making that scene. That scene was so crazy. Somebody must have died animating, like, you just go. Rest in peace, my guy. At least you died doing what you love. So that was one thing 3A had going for it. And I also love like the ending of 3A, where we get Rod Rice turned into a Titan. If you remember in my Ninjago video, I used an image of him licking the thing. That image is so memeable. And you know, him being like this big Titan that's like going all the way to the wall. And then for once, a plan actually works. If you know Attack on Titan, then you know plans don't usually work. With the Trust arc, they plan to kill the Titans there. Eren got eaten. Wow, that plan failed spectacularly. Okay. Then there was the second... By the way, I changed my scenery because it was raining outside. So, yeah. Anyways, it was the second half of the Trust arc where Eren was supposed to plug up the hole. Even though the plan worked in the end, a bunch of people died. and then there was Season 2 where freaking everyone is marching into battle to save Eren from Reiner and Bertolt. A bunch of people die. Even though the plan worked, a bunch of people died. Speaking of which, I just want to go back to Season 2 for a bit, where I just say Commander Erwin is a boss. This dude got grabbed by a Titan. His hand is in its mouth, and he's being dragged away. And then even one soldier was like, Commander Erwin! And he's like, fool, do not pay attention to me. Go get Eren. I honestly thought Eren was gonna die in that scene. This dude is being dragged away by a Titan. He's not even the main character, and he's being dragged away. I'm like, oh my god, my dude, you are gonna die. And then and he's just like, go get Eren. This dude has balls of steel. My heart goes out to Erwin. So come back to Season 3. So I like how we get to know, we have like an entire episode where Rod exposits everything about the Titans, where we get to know about Frida. For some reason, the entire fan base think Frida is thick with her dump truckness. Bro, I don't even know Frida. Screw Frida. All my homies hate Frida. But yeah, we get to know about Frida and the founding Titan and all that stuff, and how Historia is also a royal. By the way, her name is found out to be Historia, not Krista. Oh my god. And yeah, so we got to know more about the Titans. I love the final battle, and I also like Kenny's backstory. Weirdly enough, I found that interesting, but I did find the last 2 episodes to be sort of filler. The second last episode, we obviously get some backstory on the Commandant and how he knew Eren's father. Oh, by the way, spoiler alert, Eren's father was the Attack Titan, and that's why Eren became a Titan. His father gave him the Titan. Shock and horror. Also, why did it take so long for Eren to get those memories? Did he really need to be touched by a royal in order to get the memories of his father and Frida and such? Like, my guy, other Titan shifters get the memories of their predecessors like immediately they eat them. Why did it take so long for you, Eren? Huh? You lazy boy. But yeah, and so I like the moral knowledge you get on the Titans and such. Again, a lot of questions are answered, but though I did find the last 2 episodes to be sort of fillery. That's why, again, 3 is not my favorite. However, we get 3B, and oh my god, is Season 3B amazing. Honestly, if I was allowed to, I would have played the whole intro for you guys. That is such a good intro. But Season 3B, this is the payoff to the entire show. Again, if this were any other show, this would have been the final season. But of course, it's not. It's Attack on Titan. And so, we gotta talk about Season 3B. If you guys remember in Season 2, when Eren fought Reiner, he kind of punched him in the face, and he got his arm ripped off because of that. Because, what's his face? Reiner is freaking made of armor plate, and he's freaking made of the freaking crystals Titans are made of. And so Eren in this season learns how to harden his fists and punches Reiner in the face, dislocating his jaw. That is perfect. If that is not telling you what a payoff this season is, let me just tell you right now. So I was one of those people who was pissed off that Eren never went off to the basement in season 1. I'm like, come on, man, this should be like a one season thing. Eren, go to the basement, find out the secrets, boom, the show is over. But no, the show took its time. Eren had to earn going to the basement. It wasn't a one-off thing immediately. He had to earn it, and that is what I love about this season. Is that it finally, after all this hard work, after all these adventures we've been on, this is it. The payoff to the entire show. So many callbacks to the original season are made. The way the soldiers jump off the wall, like, here, doing that thing. Levi pulling the sword out of his sheath like the body he is. Mikasa doing that weird swing, like someone going to go up into the sky. Eren finally learning how to harden and punch Reina. Everyone now knows the knowledge of the Titans and they use that to their advantage. Hell, Armin uses his brains. He's like, oh, wait a minute, Bertolt is using too much steam. Hey, how about we use that against him? He freaking has a plan where the plan means Eren has to get a concussion. That is just brilliant. This season has so much payoff. And again, any other show, this would have been the final season. But this season has a big twist to it forward. Can I just commend the action in this season? We had this season is like 10 episodes long. And 6 of those episodes are just dedicated to fighting. Imagine 6 episodes for one long action scene. I could have not asked for anything better. That is just beautiful, in my opinion. And in these 6 episodes, so many dramatic things happen. For one, the best I can remember is that Erwin died. That was so miserable. I almost cried. That episode was depressing. The episode where they choose to save either Erwin or Armin, I was like, no, you cannot do this to me. What the hell is this? You actually have to make us choose. And there was no gain out of it either. And I know people are saying, hey, if they had both Bertolt and Reiner, they could have saved both Armin and Erwin. That's not even the case, because they only had one injection of Titan serum, meaning that even if they had both Reiner and Bertolt, they couldn't have saved them. We had to have one of everything. One Titan serum, one Titan shifter, and it was so miserable. Another memorable scene was Bertolt getting eaten by Armin. Though there was also another memorable scene where Bertolt freaking nukes the entire city of Shigashina. Okay, well, not the entire city, a good fraction of the city. He turns into a Titan, and as he's swinging into the sky, he's like, "This world is cruel, and there's nothing we can do about it." Pew, Titan form. What the hell? There was also the scene where Reiner stabs a guy after he finds him in his hiding spot. We get to meet the Cat Titan, who I thought was but ugly. Don't get me wrong, up to this day, I still find the Cat Titan to still be ugly. Not the person inside the Cat Titan itself. I mean, come on, man, come on. What else was great this season? Before we get to that final bit. I would say everything in this season was amazing. It was amazing. It was everything I could have hoped for and more. And what I love about Attack on Titan is that none of it is fan service. Hajime Isayama does not go to his fans and be like, hey guys, what did you like about this show? Should I bring that again in a future season? Should I reference it? No. None of this is fan service. All of this is independent thinking. And I'll give credit to Hajime Isayama. Well done, my guy. Well done. And now we have the last 4 episodes where we go to the basement. Oh my god. They finally open the book and we learn the secrets of the world. Just what the hell? Marley. If this were any other show, let me give you a rundown of how this could have gone down. If America had made this show, if this were any other show, let me try to even Americanize it for you. If this show was Americanized, here's how it would be. They would open the book and they would find out the secrets of the Titans. They would find out that Ymir Fritz, the first Titan, has some sort of kingdom far away from their kingdom. They find out that they are called Eldians. The kingdom of Eldia is finally revealed. That is the name of the kingdom. But anyways, in this village, far away, we have a secret kingdom made by Ymir Fritz. Long ago, Ymir Fritz and King Fritz were married. However, they broke up and Ymir made her own kingdom. This kingdom is made of Eldians who are Titan shifters. And they are currently fighting Eldia. And so, the Colossal Titan, the Armor Titan, all those Titan shifters are subjects of Ymir working for that kingdom. And what happened is that Grisha was once one of the warriors. However, when he went to Eldia, he fell in love with one of the women there and decided to start a family. He then ended up giving his Titan to Eren, telling Eren, yo, my guy, I need you to become a Titan shifter and just wreck everyone. I need you to come and destroy Ymir's kingdom. She's evil. That would have been and season 4 would have been where Eren, Season 4 would have been Eren and the gang going to Ymir's kingdom and just killing the subjects of Ymir, you know what I'm saying? Killing Reiner, Bertolt, and so on and so forth. But that's the American version of the show. That's what would have happened if if I made the show, if I Americanized it. What happens in the actual show is crazy. We find out that the kingdom of Elia, first of all, these guys find out that they're called aliens, but we find out that the kingdom of Elia isn't the last of humanity. Humanity isn't on its own. Humanity isn't on its last legs. Humanity is thriving outside the walls. It's only the aliens who are being harassed, only the aliens who are being bullied. And we just find out that, what's this? That there's a big old world out there, and that the aliens and Marley used to be at war with each other. And Marley decided to trap the aliens on an island, making them suffer the wrath of the Titans. And one day, the Colossal Titan breaks down the wall and starts this whole story. We obviously get Grisha's backstory. We obviously find out that he had a son named Zeke who becomes a Beast Titan. But my god, this Marley reveal was amazing. And you know, they could have kept it under wraps. Only the main characters could have known about Marley. But no, they decide to tell the entire kingdom, letting everyone know about the outside world, making this show even more unpredictable. And that last episode, my god, that was a sucker punch of a last episode. First of all, we get some knowledge on the Attack Titan and how it fights for freedom. This is where Eren's love for freedom came to be. Like, I swear, if freedom was a person, Eren would marry it on the spot. Anyway, we get the last episode, which technically was a beach episode. They finally get to the sea and they start playing in the water. Everyone is having a good time. Even Armin is like, you know, he's looking at the seashells and he's like, oh my god, the sea is real. But then Eren has to come in and freaking ruin everything. He picks up this, he just looks out beyond the waves, over the sea, into the sun. And he's like, hey guys, what if we kill our enemies first? And what was supposed to be a hopeful, uplifting moment for season 3. Again, any other show, this would have been where the show ends, or at the very least season 4 would have been the epilogue season. But no. Instead of it being a happy, hopeful moment for the show, this is instead an ominous moment. This is instead a moment that says, some stuff is gonna come, and it's gonna be insane. And that is where sort of the old AOT ends, coming in with the new Attack on Titan. I swear I'm gonna get copyrighted by this. Considering how everything these days is copyrighted, I'm not even surprised. If you don't see this video, I'm so sorry, guys. But season 4. One thing to know about season 4 is that it is a dramatically different season. For one, the animation. I'm not going to say the animation is bad. Those people have sung that song to death. No, the animation is different. What bothers me is the character designs. Those ones are bad. Like Mikasa and Armin, guy, just stick to the old ones. And even Eren is a bit off. Not current Eren. Like, whenever we cut to a flashback scene in season 4, that Eren looks ugly. But at least the Cat Titan looks marginally better. But of course, we wouldn't, this season wouldn't be what it is without finding out who's inside the Cat Titan. Peak Finger, my god, I am a Peak simp. Obviously, Mikasa is still queen, but Peak is like that close second. The only problem is she has an ugly title and she works for the villains. That's the only reason she's below Mikasa. But whatever. So, yeah. So this season kind of enforces the word Tatakaye a lot. I mean, don't get me wrong, Tatakaye has been a thing since season 1, but you will not hear it more than this season. Season 4 is not the best season. I'm not gonna pretend it's the best thing ever made. That is still season 3B. Season 3B has all my heart to it. In fact, that season was so good that it kind of makes up for the entire season. And season 3 as a whole is my favorite, but whatever. No, season 4, 4 part 1, because obviously we're gonna get part 2 next year. But season 4 is good for what it is, mostly due to the fact that it is insane. Because remember what I said before, is that season 4 at the beginning, was that, how should I say? I'm kind of losing my words because this season is actually so good. But remember how I said season 3B was the ending? Season 4 is the epilogue, or better yet, the revolution. It's like not the evolution. I don't know my English. No, season 4 is the evolution. This is where the show just goes on a crazier path. I think according to some fans, the manga the animation is more like that of the manga. Like the character designs, the Titan designs are more similar to the manga. I don't know, I don't read the manga, but what I do know for sure is that the animation isn't bad. That's what I'm saying. The animation isn't bad. It's really good. I kind of like the Titan designs. I like how they move. Obviously, it's not as action packed. obviously, I cannot deny that the action isn't as good in this season. In the last season, especially 3B, and everything done by Wit Animation was really good. I really like the action from Wit, the Levi scene, all of season 3B. The action was top tier there. In season 4, the action isn't as good. The drama is still there, and the impacts are still there. If anything, the drama and impacts in this season are better than ever. I won't say the writing is at its best, but the way they write and the execution of everything is at its best. And that's why I feel like it's the thing with every AOT season, is that something is at its best. And with this season, the execution, the drama, and the impact it has on the audience is truly at its best. I don't think any other season can compare. I have never been so mad at a scene, so invested in the plot. Everything flew so well together this season. I remember when I first watched this season, I watched it like right after watching season 3B. And like the first 4 episodes were like with no Eren and no main characters, and I'm like, I'm kind of bored here. I mean, I understood Falco and Gabi and Reina all had their own thing, and we had a war. The fact that the first episode was action packed already sucked me in, because I knew if there was no action in this season, I was dipping. But the fact that the first episode was action packed, I was like, okay, this ain't so bad. We got to see the Car Titan at their full power. We got to see Pig Finger, wink wink wink, and and we got to see Marley's side of things. We got to see the world from Marley's side of things. We get some more world building, some more development on the outside world. And of course, we have episode 7 and 8. Eren Yeager Bombastic showing up. This dude, first of all, we get freaking, was it Joey Taiba or something? Willie being like, this is a declaration of war. Eren just comes out of the ground and he's like, nope. Fights the Warhammer Titan, like doesn't even let her finish powering up. And then he uses the Jaw Titan as a nutcracker and then just eats the Warhammer Titan like a snack, because we all know Lara Taiba's a snack. What is wrong with you people on Lara Taiba? Can you like calm down? She's only on screen for like an episode. So yes, that was epic. That episode was epic. And there was one moment in this season. As I said, every season has an epic moment. Every season has a moment or like a scene that's like, yes, this has impacted me in this way. It always fills me up with emotion. The one moment from this season that I just got up and cheered was the moment where Porco, the Jaw Titan, tries to attack Eren. However, he falls on the ground and then he looks up. He sees all the aliens swinging it. First it starts with Peak and Porco. They get out of the trap that Yelena had set for them, and then they just hear that ODM sound, and they're like, oh crap, they're here. And then we come to Porco. He's trying to attack Eren, but then he's beaten by the aliens. And then he looks up. He's like, what the hell? He just sees the aliens swinging like crazy in unison, like a well-oiled machine. And he's like, what the heck? What the heck? Why are these people coming towards me? Why are they swinging towards me? Do they not know I'm a Titan? I'm like, boy, these guys have faced Titans since birth. You keep sending them to them. This is on you, man. Oh, you are gonna get what you deserve. He's like, don't they see I'm a Titan? These guys are devils. And I'm like, hell to that. Yeah, that scene made me got up and cheer. That is one of my favorite AOT moments of all time. Hell, this is my favorite Attack on Titan moment ever. It was so powerful and so good, and it just shows that after knowing these characters for so long, after being with them all this time, just to see them succeed is just a dream come true. And so yeah, Eren wrecks the party. They go back to earlier, and then we get some flashback episodes on what happened in between season 3 and 4, how the aliens connect to the outside world, how they make some alien friends, here and there, and yeah, and then obviously we cut back to freaking Gabi killing Sasha. I hate you, Gabi. Die, Gabi. Why haven't you died, Gabi? I swear to God, Gabi, if you live to the end of this show, I will be so mad. And that's what angers me, is that I understand Gabi has to go through a character arc. I understand we are dealing with racism and whatnot, but kill Gabi off, okay? I hate Gabi's character. I like her character arc, but I hate Gabi's character. Please, for the love of God, kill Gabi off. The manga readers probably know that she's gonna live, aren't they? God, life hates me, doesn't it? So whatever. Falco, he's fine. He can live. I don't care. So yeah, obviously we come back to earlier. We get some more scenes with these guys, and then we hear a plan brewing. That Zeke and Eren have formed a plan, and it's brewing to the surface. And then obviously the season ends, finding out that Zeke's plan was he wants to stop children from being born. Meanwhile, Eren's plan is to kill every person who isn't an alien. Like, my God, these people are nuts. And even the aliens' plan doesn't even make that much sense. They want to cause the rumbling so so that Elia will be safe for the next 50 years. Okay, what happens after the 50 years? Marley will still come and attack you guys, and they'll be Titan-proof this time. Think, people. Think, Mark. Think. So, yeah, that was kind of annoying, but whatever. So, again, season 4 is good so far. I really like the way it ends as well, where now we have Peak and Poco on the island. Everyone is joined together, by the way, because we know Aaron's team are in the dungeons below. Peak and Poco and Gabby are on the roof with Aaron. Falco is going to become a Titan, most likely. What's his face? Raina and the Malians are on their way, and Aaron's just like, come at me. Raina! Well, in the dub, because I'm a proud dub watcher, he's like, bring it on. Raina! And then it just ends. And I have never been more excited for Season 4 Part 2 to come out, because unlike Season 3A and 3B, where the stories kind of feel a bit disconnected, Season 4B or Season 4 Part 2 will directly tie to Season 4 Part 1. The next episode will just be a direct continuation of this episode. The only reason Season 4 Part B didn't come out is because of Rona. The Kyo Rona 19. And also the manga wasn't done. Yes, I know the manga wasn't done when Season 4 Part A was being aired, but whatever, I don't care. So yeah, those are all the Attack on Titan seasons, my brief summary on them, and what I love about each season. And now, I guess, before we talk about each individual character, oh, by the way, this Hobo Aaron. I don't mind Hobo Aaron, but Aaron's new haircut, a bit weird. But now that we know about all the seasons of Attack on Titan, I gotta talk about just a few minor problems. 2 small problems I have with the show. It's okay, these problems don't destroy the whole show, they just kind of prevent it from making perfect. The first one is Bertolt and the Colossal Titan. These powers are very, how should I say, inconsistent is what I would say. Because we have where he appears at Shiganshina, he doesn't cause a nuke there. Now the excuse is maybe he transformed into a Titan before and then went to the Shigan to the wall and broke it down. And I'm like, okay, fair enough. But then at Trust, he transforms on the wall. There's no nuke. In fact, the concept of the nuke wasn't even introduced until season 3, which makes this even more dumb because now it's like they're retconning the past stuff. And I'm like, the Colossal Titan never turned into a nuke before season 3. How the hell has this happened? But whatever, the nuke happens, and that kind of makes the past seasons a bit weird. Like, why the hell wasn't ever a nuke? And don't even give me the excuse that the wall blocked him. In season 2, he transforms into a Titan on top of the wall, and the nuke still has its effect. So like, what the hell? So yeah, the Colossal Titan has very inconsistent powers, and I don't know how to feel about that. Work on the writing for that one. That is the one plot hole I have. The next is Emiya. I do not like Emiya personally, and this is where I come back to her. Where Emiya originally felt like a throwaway character, then Isayama wanted to make her more important. However, it seemed like halfway through, he kind of gave up on making her important and just decided to get rid of her, push her to the side, and get rid of her Titan, to get rid of her, what do you call it? To get rid of the Jaw Titan. She instead gives the Jaw Titan to Porco. And I'm like, okay. Like, I understand her relationship with Historia, but like, it just wasn't interesting, my guy. It just wasn't the best thing out there, personally. I feel like Emiya is an example of a poorly written character. Not a bad character or a badly written character. Don't get me wrong. There's a difference between a bad character and a badly written character. Gabby is a bad character, but she isn't a badly written character. Her story is intentional. She meant to kill Sasha intentionally. By the way, can I just love the fact that season 4, after Sasha's death, just became a whole tribute to Sasha, the girl who killed Sasha. We have an episode where Sasha is being tributed to. Like, we have Nicolo and Sasha's family eating at the restaurant, and they're being like, oh man, I miss Sasha. And Gabby appears, and then Nicolo, Connie, and Sasha's family are all there, yet none of them decide to kill Sasha. I'm like, what the hell, my guys? If I was there, I would have killed Sasha without even... I would have killed Gabby without even thinking. All these people who cared about Sasha don't even bother to kill Gabby. What the hell, guys? What the hell? And then Sasha's father is there with, we can't bring the children to this. Boy, she killed your daughter and her life right now. That's just me, personally. That's personal pet peeve. It's not part of the show. Anyway, back to Emiya. So with Emiya, I would say is that she's not a bad character, but she is a badly written character. I did not care for her story. Her backstory just seemed a bit weird because, from her backstory, we know she came from Mali. And since she's human again, that must mean she knows about Marley, right? Because you get the memories of the Titan shifter you ate. So let's pretend for a second she's like Eren, and she didn't get the memories of the Titan shifter she ate. She must still remember Marley, right? She lived in Marley. She grew up in Marley. She knows about that society. Granted, that was like 70 something years ago, but she should tell these guys that there is a world outside the walls. Hell, in season 2 alone, she even lies to Connie. When Connie's trying to piece together that it was his mother who was the Titan that was found, she straight up lies to Connie, telling him, "Oh no, Connie, that wasn't your mother. Your mother isn't the Titan who you saw there. That's a completely random Titan." I'm like, wait, why are you lying to Connie? There is no reason for her to lie to Connie. Like, Ymir does not know her position. And then in the end, she decides to go with Reina and Bertolt, when before she said, "I will only go with Reina and Bertolt if I bring Historia with me." She still leaves Historia anyway. I don't get it. Ymir is the one character who I do not like. Yeah, she may be good looking, but that's about it. Everything else about Ymir annoys me. And the fact that she freaking hogs Historia all the time doesn't help with her situation. So I don't really care for Ymir's character. Her backstory is very weird and complicated and retconning, even like there are a lot of plot holes with that. And the fact that she was just written out to the story so fast and so quick shows that not even her creator cared about her that much. I do feel like she could have been written a bit better in some different context, and definitely do not make everything she does just motivate her towards Historia, because that's kind of dumb. But those are just my thoughts. Now we get to talk about each character, I guess, or at least each character getting their own light and how they develop throughout the series. First of all, we get our main character, Eren Yeager Bombastic. Eren starts off as a naive kid who sees good and evil. He sees his world is all black and white. Titans are evil, humans are good. There is no way in hell a human hurts another human. And obviously, he starts off the season with a hero complex. He sees himself as a hero, and that's kind of what it is majority-wise. We obviously through the show we get to see Eren grow. He learns that not everything is black and white. There are some areas for grayness, and that in the end, if you want to be a hero, you first gotta be a villain. Thus, Eren even fulfills the story of, in order to be, you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. And Eren Yeager sure as heck ain't dying anytime soon. So I really like his story. I really like his the way he changes in season 4. Obviously, I hated the scene where he freaking just goes ham on his friends. Like, come on, Eren, chill out. That's Mikasa and Armin. You dare attack the queen? But I do understand it. I like Eren's story. I like his development, and I sort of like his plan in season 4. Again, this is Eren's growth and character arc, where he realizes that he can only die once all his enemies are dead, or the world will only change once he decides to do something to change it, once all his enemies, again, are dead. So, yeah, I like Eren as a character. He started off being an annoying brat, but I obviously began to like him later on. So, Eren, really good character arc, really like his growth, and for a main character, he's definitely one of the more favorites of mine. Then we have Mikasa Ackerman, or should I say, Mikasa Ackerman. Hey! Mikasa is queen. She is perfect, she is beautiful, she is thick, she is amazing. I love Mikasa with all my heart. I ain't gonna say anything different. You shouldn't either. Mikasa is beautiful. Why isn't she real? Why is this the one anime character who cannot be real? What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? And here she is simping for Eren, a guy who's been ignoring her for freaking the whole show. Like, I can literally count on my hand how many times Eren has bothered to pay attention to Mikasa. There was the time he saved her from the crooks, the human traffickers. There was the time he saved her from Dina. There was the time he what was the other time Eren cared for Mikasa? I'm forgetting. Alright, and there was a time he cared for her in the court arc, saying how she's innocent. Other than that, Eren could care less about Mikasa. He has more feelings for Armin than Mikasa. God damn. But I guess we gotta talk about Armin. Armin is also good. I really like his growth from a shy boy with what's that word? With self-doubt. He's a really self-conscious guy who self-loathing, I think, who had a lot of self-loathing within him. He did not like himself at all. However, throughout the show, he begins to embrace his abilities, and the fact that he has a unique mind among the aliens really does come into play, and he uses that unique mind, but he doesn't embrace it so much to a point where he becomes self-centered or selfish, or even like